What do you think that the main cause of poor movement patterns is? Because as babies, we understand how to squat perfectly. Like if you look at a baby in a squat, it's the perfect squat. And then we get older, and what happens from our perfect movement patterns to where we are now?
I see this happen in women a lot because babies breathe perfectly, right? So let's start there. Babies breathe perfectly. And what happens when kids get older and they say random stuff and mean stuff to see how powerful their words are? And I know many people like this, that when they take in a deep breath, at some point in their life, someone goes, "Oh, your belly looks fat." And they suck it in. They never breathe again through their belly.
Yeah.
And it's tragic because I have 3 daughters. And I'm always breathing through my stomach. I'm always affirming them and making sure that like this is functional.
Yeah.
That is a mental disease you're about to put yourself into. Like that is dysfunctional. You breathing with your belly. And then they all know now that breathing with your belly is how you regulate your system. So, but most people don't have these conversations. Most people haven't spent 16 years in coaching and 12 years, 13 years with Paul Chek hanging around Paul Chek, and have ingrained this into my nervous system, and be able to speak in that articulately and have, young kids, your kids trust you and they're like, okay, that makes sense. And also be able to explain this to them in a way that they can understand. So I would say it starts there. And once you restrict the amount of oxygen that's coming in, you are now forcing, let's say belly is 2/3 of your breath, but let's say also at 75% ease. Now you have the 1/3 of your breath, but also your airway is restricted. Your posture has changed, which means your blood flow and your oxygen exchange between your lungs and your heart and through your muscles and tissue, and your detoxification goes off. Now you add some food every now and then that's not helpful, or let's say more often than now and then. And now your body can't compensate that by detoxing because you have poor airway, poor breathing. And you do that for 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, and you have a stockpile. It's like what happened in the ocean. We don't notice it right front. And now you have a big pile of garbage in the ocean, except it shows up in your body, not somewhere else you can't see. And so that's where it starts. Now, if you have organ inflammation and you can't draw your belly, you can't stabilize your pelvis. And if your jaw is underdeveloped from from malnutrition, which is Weston A. Price's work.
Yeah.
If your jaw's malnourished and deforms, and now you can't have proper airway, proper breathing, and then now you can't stabilize your core, what are you going to do? You're going to hang off your ligaments. And then on top of that, we're sitting at desks at school, desks at work, and then we think it's a good idea then to get barefoot running shoes and train for marathons after we've been sedentary for 30 years, and our feet are all busted up, ankles are busted up, can't squat even more, your calves are tight, fascia's bound up, you're like in a straight jacket in your fascia, and you were telling me about the foam roller with the vibration in there. I'm like, I didn't even heard of that. I got to try that out. But people don't even like lay on their muscles and they go, "Oh, that hurts, I won't do it again." But it's like, no, if it hurts, you should probably lay on it some more. So those compounding things over years of our lives cause problems